Disciple, I'm all good. All good for today. Ooh, I stayed up late playing Overwatch again because it's leaving us. But I feel good. Ready to cast. Okay. Free cam is in position. Defending, we've got Mufu, Zibby, Zeus, Hulaba. Make sure that is correct on my overlay. Yes, it is. They're going to be defending first. Passive aggressive is the blue team there.
Just like in training.
And in 15 seconds, I'll click start on this stopwatch. Let me make sure I can do that here. And we begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click. All right, stopwatch has begun. Let's go ahead and watch Nevix on Genji for the attacking team Valfard. Genji being one of those assault characters that can basically just jump around and find whatever target he wants to decimate. Or not decimate, actually, because that's remove 1 in every 10. And that is the most overused word in FPS and potentially all esports. Anyway, Genji does have the backline under control now. He's just tossing free shurikens into Reinhardt's back there, dashes through Zarya. Just trying to cause havoc back here while the front line... Wow, the front line already getting some crazy action in there. Was that a Reinhardt ultimate that we saw already? Let's go ahead and zoom around over to the next angle here. They do have a Zenyatta, so it makes sense that a Discord Orb would allow them to push pretty heavily without sustaining too many losses. But now that Zen is down, we'll see if they continue to stick with him throughout. He can be a very squishy target for the defensive Reaper and Tracer to just kill over and over again. We have a barrage available already now here for Mendo Sukai, the offensive Pharah, being healed up by Bruxy, or Bruxy, the Mercy player. Alright, still looking for that good target. There's a couple of tanks there now that Sound Barrier has worn off. Barrage would actually kill any of them straight out, especially with that damage boost if it's possible. But of course you don't want to hang in the air too long right above a Reaper, as he will just be able to destroy you. So right now we've got Medasukai and company pushing forward. There's an offensive Zarya ult. Let's see if we can actually catch any of it. No, it looks like we actually have to move the cam back. There's an offensive barrage there from Mendo. Mercy bringing everyone back, and Zeus being eliminated by that Fire Strike means that Valfard has a very, very strong push here. The Quake players, passive aggressive, have actually all been wiped, and this is the first checkpoint here, so we'll be able to record a time if they are able to push all the way. We can see the defense actually streaming in now here from the side, the left side of the payload. Just keeping an eye on that timer so I can know for sure when that checkpoint is reached. There's the defensive Reinhardt ult coming down, taking Nevix away. Let's go ahead and watch back on Mendo, the offensive Pharah, to see how he manages to clean up this point. There is that Tracer with only 150 HP. She's a very good target for Pharah. Reaper's another one who can't really shoot up all too well. If the direct rockets hit him, it only takes 2 to take him out. This is spectating the red Pharah, and yes, technically it is a blue HUD down in the bottom left. Spectator is not quite where we want it to be just yet. First person leaves some information to be desired, and the free cam as well. It can be a little rough. So we see defense actually all posted up here. Let's go ahead and take, we've got offensive Lucio's POV here, trying to push people away from this payload so that they can actually get it to the checkpoint. He does have his sound barrier available as well, and most likely will pop it here in just a moment after that barrage finishes. I'm surprised he didn't pop it before the barrage. There he does, but right after Pharah has gone down. So I'm going to take the overhead view just so we can see them slide into the checkpoint. And 3 minutes and 14 seconds is the time that I've got recorded here for the first checkpoint. Valfard doing a great job there, pushing through the defense of passive aggressive to secure that first point. Now we'll move on to the next leg, which is called Church, because this huge structure here is a church, and it can be a very difficult one to get past, so it deserves its own name. Defense posting up once again. There's that defensive Zarya ult catching 2 players, but it looks like they are both possibly going to survive. No, Zeus actually coming in with that defensive Death Blossom is all it takes to clear that up in no time. We've got Mendo and Bruxy still shelling down away at the defensive players here. We have a barrage available as well. Lucio goes down for the defensive side. That's a good thing for the attacking team, but now streaming back in, we do have the tanks finally showing up here. Let's switch over to Nevix, the Reaper on the attacking team, Valfard. he's going to find a Zarya, but of course she'll just shield up and prevent him from actually getting much done. Reaper does have 2 juicy tank targets to shoot at, as well as a couple of squishies right here with a Mercy and a Lucio in the back line. He's going to want to get out of there with it as Reaper shows up. He does dodge the Reinhardt ultimate. Does have a Death Blossom available as well. You can see defensive Tracer getting flopped there. Death Blossom in the hallway, not going to work out great for him as Zarya is very quick on the shield, as well as that defensive ult. Reaper stays alive, and Zarya manages to zap down Reaper. So defense has regained control here. Passive aggressive, doing a good job slowing them down. So I'm just going to record that time here as well so we have it. I can just reference it easily. Okay. Let's switch on to Mendo once again as the offensive Pharah. He'll be the one looking for the squishy targets in the back line. You can see Mercy having to get out of there as the rockets come in. She went ahead and grabbed that health pack in the back of the church, it looks like. Tracer over on the right side. Mendo doesn't see that, of course, but obviously saw her zipping around. There's that offensive Zarya ult. Rockets rain straight down onto him. I wish we had health bars so we had any idea how good that combo actually was. Zarya has to be low on health, but Mercy heals her right back up. And suddenly it's just Mendo here again at the front line. Passive aggressive doing a great job defending. I'm actually curious to watch the defensive Reaper Zeus, as he does have Death Blossom available, and I love to see a good first-person view of a Death Blossom while defense has control of the payload. Reaper has an opportunity to teleport behind this attacking team and try to get a juicy ultimate. He's going to get that Zarya shield as well. He may just drop down. Yes, here he does with the Reinhardt ult. Good ult combo there. Looks like they did take out at least one attacking member, just T-Silver there actually on Lucio, but the follow-up with the extra health, no, actually getting shut down by Nevix. So let's go actually switch to Nevix as he has his Death Blossom available now. And the payload is actually getting cleaned up. Now Reaper in front, pushing that payload. Every second counts. They're going to want to 3-push this, but Reaper will, of course, move ahead and try and find those squishy targets and kill them as they string back out into the field of battle. Reinhardt already in position here below Reaper, but we'll see what he's able to accomplish with Lucio is a really good target. When you Death Blossom from above, the first tick of damage actually happens before that you even reach them, and there is a very solid ultimate taking out... Do they have 2 Reinhardts on defense? No. Took out a couple of members there, though, including that Lucio that we mentioned. So really good stuff there from the offense. Valfard finally getting things going once again. Passive aggressive, needs to regroup and watch out for this Nevix. Nevix just getting to the backline over and over, taking out Zarya. That's a nice kill there. Providing shields for everybody, basically preventing Zarya from providing shields is what I was actually trying to say. Tracer getting dominated there, still alive after the rewind. Barrage comes down, but Pharah is taken out. Reaper still just staying alive, catching those Mercy heals every once in a while, getting some souls to collect right in the face of the enemy Reaper. Got a few shots in, takes out Cypher on Tracer there, takes out Reinhardt on the ground. Good combinations there. Reinhardt setting things up here for his Reaper to take advantage of. He does have Death Blossom once again, taking out that Zarya again. Oh, what was the time there? That was an important one. I believe it was. .725, 726, one of those. Gotta leave that timer up. Forgot about the second checkpoint a little bit there as Reaper was making me happy. Alright, let's zoom all the way around over to the final area. Here we go. Much better view now with all those ultimates coming out. Reaper still just causing havoc here in the backline. Clever on Reinhardt is who we'll actually watch now. He's on fire, doing a great job pushing that payload throughout this match, dropping a couple of key Reinhardt ults. Passive aggressive is starting to get a little bit dismembered here as Lucio is away from his team. The Reinhardt shield is up. He tries to charge out of it. Doesn't really quite work out as Mufu, being played by Avec, does get the pin there. Mendo back on him, the offensive Pharah for Valfard. Trying to take some shots here at Mercy. Misses a couple of shots wide. Does end up killing Mercy, though. There's that Zarya ult. Great time for Barrage. Excellent work there for the combo ult. Takes out basically everybody. We didn't get the satisfaction of seeing all the names light up, but I have a feeling that could be play of the game candidate with only a minute remaining here in the game. They are they are only 1 pushing. They need to 3 push here while this defense gets set back up. Free rocket shots down. Does not get hit by the Reinhardt ult, but does get caught in the Zarya Graviton Surge long enough for Zeus on Reaper to basically clean house there. several members of offense dead now is going to stall them out. There's that defensive barrage from super long range. Much, much harder to kill anything from that far away, just so you know. You can see the rocket spam, all those black circles all over the place. You can see how wide that spread is when you're super duper far away. So it's best to barrage directly above if you can. Of course, it is riskier that way. So barrage, not going to say wasted, but could have been more effective a little bit later on here as the offense gets grouped here for their very last attempt at a push here. 19 seconds is not enough for a second push if they were to wipe here. No Mercy Res available for offense. I'm going to take the overhead view just so we can catch all these ultimates going out. Zeus dropping down now, looking for some juicy targets. There's the defensive Zarya ult melting the offense. It looks like, to me, passive-aggressive are going to be able to successfully defend here, and they have a time to beat of 7 minutes 26 seconds for checkpoint 2. There is that Mercy Res that we talked about. Barrage coming down from Mendo, so they are still fighting. Clever is the last man standing here, though. He is going to get pinned and taken out. Reaper trying to run in, trying to get that last touch for the overtime extension, but it will not happen now. Good job to passive-aggressive for successfully defending the map of Dorado. 7:26 is our time to beat for checkpoint 2. Great cleanup there. Actually didn't see that one.
Epic. 100%.
Oh, sorry, I was muted for that last little bit of information. 7 minutes, 26 seconds is the time to beat for checkpoint 2. If passive-aggressive can reach checkpoint 2 in under 7:26, they will win this best-of-1 lower bracket match against Valfard and move on in the tournament. However, if they cannot reach checkpoint 2 or reach it slower than 7 minutes, 26 seconds, Valfard will be your winners and they will move on instead. Good job again to passive-aggressive for successfully defending the entire payload. That makes it a lot easier for them to reach only 2 checkpoints instead of 3. We'll see how they're managing to do that with their offense of 3 tanks, Zibby, Mufu, and Luck, all on tanks here. Roadhog, Winston, and Zarya. No Reinhardt even. That's very interesting. No Mercy either. So we've got the offensive unit of Zeus and Hulaba being played by Cypher. Quake, a longtime pro. And here we go. Let's resume the countdown. No, why did that happen? Start. There. Okay, so we're a couple seconds off, but it should not matter in the long run. We're about 8 seconds different because the timer decided to do something different. But here we go. We're going to go ahead and watch Hulaba, Cypher on Tracer. Already in the very far back line, dealing with this Mercy and Reaper combo. Payload is pushed super far forward already, so doing a great job. It looks like the enemy Mercy was just killed there. And Hulaba already has his ultimate. Zibby on Roadhog. Watching him tank from the safety of the payload here. Trying to take out that Zarya and does so successfully. Defense just lost a Pharah and a Zarya. Mercy still running back from wherever she was. We have the Roadhog ultimate available as well. Yeah, passive aggressive, just mowing the grass here. They're just absolutely crushing into that first checkpoint. So they've already secured checkpoint number 1. Let's go ahead and float the free cam on over to our next vantage point as defense gets set up again out here in front of Church. You can see Mendo shooting rockets from above, Clever and Clanton as the tanks. Gonna take Cypher's view once more on Tracer. Zarya is not the best Tracer target. He's going to try and get behind Reinhardt instead. Actually, we have no idea how much health Zarya has, so of course Cypher does actually manage to take her out. That huge tank with 200 HP and 200 more HP and shields being taken out by the 150 health Tracer. We do have a Pulse Bomb available now for Hulaba/Cypher once again. Gunning down targets left and right. Lucio is now under the gun, so to speak, and good movement there from Tracer to stay in front of him, grab that health back before he can do so. Lucio does have a passive healing buff, of course, so it can be difficult for Tracer to take him out. But Pulse Bomb looks like it did hit the mark. Mercy on defense, bringing everyone back up on the defensive side. There's that Graviton Surge. Let's go ahead and try and get a better vantage point on that. It looks like defense did get the better of that exchange with the Zarya Graviton Surge and the Pharah Barrage. Offense basically being entirely wiped here, so let's go ahead and watch Zeus, who does have Death Blossom available. That is about 450 damage in 3 seconds or less in a sphere around him. So Reaper's going to want to try and gain high ground and drop down below those tanks, Zarya and Reinhardt, to try and get the maximum damage in. Could also go for the squishies in the back line. Looks like we have an offensive Lucio ult giving everyone the charge forward potential. Death Blossom comes out. It looks like he did snag someone on the right side. Clever is down for the defense. That is that Reinhardt player. There's a barrage coming out now. Let's go ahead and catch up to the payload. We've got about 4 minutes, 21 seconds. The timer's off by about 8 seconds remaining before they have to capture this checkpoint. There's that offensive Zarya ult catching 3 members of the defensive team, but there are no offensive characters there to follow up. Let's switch back onto Tracer now, getting pegged down immediately by the enemy Pharah. Being played by Mendo Kusai. Alright, time is actually starting to become a bit of a concern. Just under 4 minutes left for them to reach this checkpoint. Reaper just biding his time, waiting for his team to return to the front lines. He may actually use Shift here to try and get behind Reaper's shield. Zarya has spotted him now, so he's going to Wraith Walk out into the safety of his Reinhardt and Zarya's hands. Payload has started to slide backwards during this last 20 seconds or so, by the way. You can see that it has regressed back to the front side of the church here. Defensive Reaper ult does get a lot of damage in, including the kill here on Zeus. Now Hulaba, Cypher, switching off of Tracer now onto Pharah, I think is a good move. They have their Mercy in tow now as well, rather than Roadhog. So switching off the 3 tanks, 2 offense, 1 support to now the 2-2-2 that we've come to know and love. Reinhardt and Zarya being the best tanks for the job, Lucio and Mercy being the best supports, and Pharah and Reaper being chosen for their damage flex. Nevix, good kill there on Pharah. Anytime a Reaper can kill a Pharah is good times for him. Let's go ahead and switch over to Pronik as he drops the beat for his team. 3 members of the offensive team are down right now with no Mercy res in sight. So defense actually doing a great job here, pushing this payload all the way back from how far we were up before. That's actually a really great gain for them. Back onto Tracer is Cypher. Must have felt like he was having more success against that backline and the tanks rather than Pharah. There, see, he just dashes through that Reinhardt shield, gets a few shots off, takes that melee for 50 damage, and then you just rewind and repeat. He's going to need to get out of there. Yeah, 15 health was not going to be enough. Let's watch Zeus now with this Death Blossom. If he can get a good teleport and drop down onto the back line, it would be great for him. Defensive Death Blossom taking out a few more attackers once again. Mercy and Diva and Reinhardt all down right now. Zeus trying to make something happen, but he is going to actually wait it out. Only about 1:50 left for the attacking team to try and secure this second checkpoint. It could happen though. Ult combos are a thing. We've got Reinhardt and Death Blossom both available. Alright, moving forward now. Reaper, again, not really ever moving to the backline, instead of moving as sort of a ground assault force with Reinhardt and Lucio. Reinhardt did get to the backline. This is the chance to drop the hammer. Is he going to do it in time for the Death Blossom? Reinhardt actually got killed, did not drop the Earth Shatter. Was actually killed before he could do so, so the Death Blossom came out anyway and actually could not kill anybody on the defensive side. There's a Mercy Res available as well as a Barrage for the defense. Let's go ahead and watch Mendo over on the defense, as he does have that defensive Barrage, and with only about a minute left here. What happened to my timer? Timer went away again. Not sure what happened there. But again, about a minute left. They may not reach the second checkpoint at all. Shooting down at the enemy team here, still looking for that good barrage opportunity, being damage boosted by Bruxy. Could actually have an opportunity here as Reinhardt charges in. Does he still have his Earth Shatter? Yes, he does. We're going to take the free cam, as this is going to be a very huge opportunity here for both the offense and the defense to try and secure everything here. Defensive Zarya ult catches tons of the enemy team. Oh my goodness, that is a full wipe. Graviton Surge followed by the Earth Shatter completely decimates, and that is basically GG. They're not going to have time to return to the payload, and almost certainly not going to actually reach that second checkpoint. So Valfard doing a great job on defense with that ult combo. Very impressive stuff. I think time is already up, so they're just going to play it out. Oh, they are going to toss out the GGs, as Valfard has successfully defended here. Mendo Kusai with the defensive barrage, just driving the point home further. Hulaba from so far away, not going to get much damage done from there. The game is going to end here, so they may as well just let time tick down. But that's it for this best of one here in the lower bracket. Valfard will move on. And great games, good stuff there from the Quake guys and the CS 1.6 pros on passive aggressive. Hope to see them more in the future, of course, as they continue to play together. Beta is going down soon, but when we come back, I'm sure they will continue to make that competitive push. Oh, I see. My timer has hotkeys. That's dumb. F9 and F10 actually are my clock hotkeys. And there's that huge ultimate combo that we saw basically seal the deal. I'll have to change my clock hotkeys here because F9 and F10 are cameras.